We're 2.5 hours into trading on Wednesday, September 1st, the first day of the month. Hello, traders. We're benefiting a little bit today from beginning of the month fun buying. Let's take a look at yesterday's pick, Amazon. Hello. That's where the video came out. That's where the stock is right now. Take a look at that D1 chart. Really nice breakout through resistance levels, horizontal above the major moving averages. There you can see, broke through that 100-day moving average. As I mentioned yesterday, closed above the 50, likely to fill in some of this gap, and it is running. Let's take a look at the market. Very, very choppy. That long red candle right there told me that we probably weren't going anywhere fast today. You can see how we are trying to get through the prior day's high unsuccessfully. We are trapped within that first hour range. Probably going to stay there. We've got a lot of red and green candles mixed. There is absolutely no momentum right now. Take a look at the daily chart. And there you can see how the market has been grinding higher right in here. We made the new high, and then we have tiny little bodied candles. I've been referencing it. I said, look, once we get that new high, this is what we can expect to be happening. Very light volume, tiny little ranges. Now, we did have some major economic news today. We had ADP came out at 374,000, 660,000 new jobs were expected in the private sector during the month of August. Market didn't care. It feels that the Fed is going to keep its foot on the accelerator. We know from last week that Fed Chairman Powell said, don't expect any tightening until late in 2022. We're not even that concerned about tapering right now. So, with central banks around the world printing money like mad, investors are forced to own equities because bond yields don't keep pace with inflation. That means they produce negative real returns. S&P 500 forward PE 21. Folks, we haven't seen that level since the tech bubble in 1999, year 2000. So valuations are extremely stretched right now. We also got news from China. Overnight, their Caixin PMI showed that manufacturing fell into contraction territory, 49.2, 50.2 expected. But don't worry, it's okay. That just increases the chances that the PBOC is going to ease. China's market actually finished higher. So let's go back into the 5-minute chart. I believe that on a weekly basis, we are riding up against the upper edge of this trend line. And as we start to break through it, let's draw it in so that you can see it clearly. Going to click there. Drop the line right there, and you can see how we're riding, and we've almost poked above it. It sure feels like we could see a buying climax in here, but today could be influenced by beginning of the month fund buying. You can see how once we've been up to the top of that range, we've had a tendency to pull back. So it's harder to see on this weekly chart, but prices are extended. September is traditionally a weak month. So be very, very careful here with swing trades. I know everything feels fantastic. We've got the market in go-go rally mode. The dips have been very brief and very shallow. So we need to watch to see what might possibly spoil this rally. For right now, I would stay the course. I would trade small. I would day trade, maybe some overnight swing trades, but I would not have any longer term swing trades that span 3 or 4 weeks until, at very least, we get a pullback to that 50-day moving average. So let's put the 50-day up so you can reference it. And you can see how that has been support, 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 almost support, didn't even quite touch it. Buyers were so aggressive, they bought before we even touched the 50-day moving average. That also tends to coincide with this upward sloping trend line. So that is a very nice support level. If we get anywhere near it, we'll probably present a buying opportunity. We've had 7 consecutive months where the market has closed higher. We've only done that 3 other times in the last 25 years. We have never had 8 consecutive months that closed higher. So let's see, we could have a record in the making. I suspect this is a time to be very cautious, especially if we start building these tiny bodied candles like this, then the chances of a fast drop increase. Tiny, 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 grind higher, out of nowhere, wham! So be careful, watch for that. See these tiny little candles up in here, float, float, float higher, wham! So that's what we need to be aware of. When we get that, then we can load up on some longer term swing trades and we can be more aggressive with our day trades. So Amazon, beautiful. I like it. I still like it. I think it continues to move higher. I'm going to go into one of my searches. I'm just going to be looking at relative strength 30. Why? Put up the 5-minute chart. You can see in the last 30 minutes, the market's done a whole lot of nothing, maybe even a slight little downward bias to it. So I want to see stocks that are moving higher when the market is moving lower. I don't want to focus on stocks that are down for the day. So these two, not even going to look at them. So let's go into mRNA. Got a possible bullish flag formation here. Go into the 5-minute chart. Oh yes, looks pretty strong. You can see how it's rallying in here. I'm going to continue to go down. CRM, love it. This has been on our list from early today. There you've got a bullish flag formation. Green candles stacked on the open. Get a little bit of a pullback. Draw your downward sloping trend line. As soon as we're above it, off to the races. Wait for relative strength to be greater than 0. And right there, you've got your entry point right about there on that breakout above the downward sloping trend line. Goodbye. That is your chart of the day. That is your pick of the day. Bull flag formation. Excellent earnings announcement. Long green candle on its high. Very strong today. I do like Roku. Roku also looks pretty good. You can see how it's above the 200-day moving average and it's challenging that 100-day moving average. If Roku finishes above the 100-day moving average today, I think you're going to see some follow through buying. Here's the problem: fairly light volume and big sell off. I prefer not to be swinging these types of stocks because they have been soft. They have been selling off. I would rather focus on a stock like CRM that is boom, 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 marching higher, excellent strength. So keep that in mind. I think Roku could set up for a nice day trade, possibly a overnight, but I wouldn't hang on to it longer than that until it can prove that this bounces for real. Beautiful bullish engulfing candle on NET. Downward sloping trend line, breach to the upside, going to the 5-minute chart, marching, marching higher. This is a choppy stock. You can see that from the price action. So this is a type of stock you can put up a 8 EMA, and on that 8 EMA you can see you will have opportunities to buy when it touches it. So you don't want to chase a new high of the day. Wait for those little pullbacks. That'll be your opportunity. So let's go in and take a look at the next one, SWKS. Pretty choppy. I don't like this chart in here. All over the board. Take a look at the D1 chart. Nothing there that interests me. DASH. Nothing too special there. Needs to get through this horizontal resistance. Even then, it doesn't make big moves and it's just been chopping back and forth. So any breakout could easily reverse. I'd need to see a breakout and then follow through on a stock like this to want to be interested in it. DOCU just came off the list, but let's take a look at it. Don't really see anything there either that I like. I think that, well, CRM for sure is your pick of the day. I think mRNA could be very, very nice. And what I'm going to do on this one is I'm going to click the open of that red bar. If the stock gets above that, it will be clearing this downward sloping trend line, and we could have a bullish flag formation. Looks really good today. Got some decent volume coming in. Not exceptional volume because you can compare it to previous days, but pretty good. So market overall, not going anywhere fast. Lots of mixed candles, green and red. We are trapped in the first hour range. So look for this type of price action to continue the rest of the day. We've got some big economic numbers coming out. Friday, we have the jobs report and we have ISM services. Traders on Thursday could take a little bit of a breather. They're just waiting for some news, waiting for a catalyst for the market. And in that absence, we're up against the all-time high, and it's going to be fairly difficult for the market to break out. So keep your trades very short term, day trades, handful of overnight swing trades. CRM's the one you want to focus on. Please leave your comments, put stocks in the comment section. I'll take a look at them. Thank you. Thank you for watching this YouTube video. I'm Pete Stolzers, and I'm going to keep the trade ideas coming along with lots of education, so make sure to subscribe to the channel and please turn on your notifications so that you never miss another trade. If you like the content, please give it a thumbs up. I've loaded 2 other videos that I think you're really going to enjoy. Stay tuned. We'll see you soon.